In a similar way to humans, dogs too have different sleep positions, which can be indicative of their behavior and personality. In this video, we will take a look at the top 10 dog sleeping positions and see what they mean about their lovely pets. So are you a dog lover? Then make sure to like and subscribe if you love dogs. Starting at number 10, which is the donut. Now you know what we're going to talk about. The cute donut position that most of the pets enjoy. Probably the cutest pose that we can see a dog making is when they're all curled up into a ball, with their nose tucked between their hind legs. Actually, the donut position is all about protecting and holding. While they curl up to take a nap, their body twists tightly as an automatic natural reflex to surround their vital organs and cuddle them in a little warm comfort. In addition, you will observe many forms of the donut pose amongst the dogs. From the shrimp curl, where dogs give a snuggle by tucking their nose close to their hindquarters, to when they drape their tail over their body like a nice warm quilt. These are some of the small nuances, but they all share the same purpose: to make your little fluffy pal feel good. And number 9 is belly up. Now, if there is an argument for the cutest form of deep sleep in dogs, in my humble opinion, the belly up position is probably it. This is the position where your pup would now turn lazy on his back, showing his tummy up while his paws go up to the air. Owing to this, you may be interested to know the answer to the question, why do dogs sleep in this weird position? Okay, so most of the time, it prevents them from excessive heat. A dog contains sweat pads that are located on his paws and belly, and it's a heat source. Their body is placed in this manner with the head down and the paws up in chest air while they try to find some cool vibes, so to speak. And number 8 is the lion's pose. This position will definitely make you do a double take, a conceptually altered version of the perceiver-auditor theory now titled the lion's pose. Yes, it's possible your dog could sleep in the same pose as those lions decorating the buildings of the past in such an energetic way. It's an attitude both regal and laid back, but the message is personal, and what is really behind it? On the contrary, dogs usually position their canine bodies in the lion's pose when they're in the process of resting but not completely asleep. They seem to always be live around the clock, with one ear constantly glued, ready to interfere in an instant. A sleeping dog naturally keeps one eye open to spot out danger, as this position exhibits their instincts of staying alert. And you know what? This is what makes your furry bud just like a majestic savanna cat in his or her streppa, because they're totally watchful. Now stick around for us because the 6th position is really surprising. But we're going to move on to the 7th one, talking about on a cold surface. Now this is one of the tricks that dogs resort to take temperatures down and keep themselves feeling fine. Imagine little friends spread out on the floor of the kitchen or the sidewalk, like they are naturally blending with the environment. At any time the heat becomes unbearable. So you may wonder what drives dogs to take advantage of cool surfaces when they go to bed. It's well known that the body works to adapt to its surroundings, and this is known as thermoregulation. That's because dogs don't sweat like humans do. Instead, panting and seeking cooler environments are the ways that dogs bring their body temperature down when they're feeling too hot. Through lying on the low temperatures on the surface, and preferably their stomachs to the ground and limbs fully out, dogs allow the largest possible contact between their body and a cool surface. This suggests them to move heat further away from their bodies more easily, which plays the role of cooling them down and keeping them at a suitable temperature. And number 6 is the Superman. In this sleeping position, your dog is lying on the floor on his belly with the back leg stretched out behind and the front leg stretched forward. It feels like they're about to fly or explode into action. But what's the reason behind this superhero-like pose? Well, it means that they're ready. Even though they're exhausted, the dogs in the Superman pose have plenty of energy for playing. They're just having a short nap, but don't count them out. This position is a characteristic of high-energy dogs, which can't be sitting still for a long time. Whether they've been chasing the squirrels in the park or running around the house, the Superman pose helps them rest and keep their muscles ready for action. Henceforth, seeing your pet in the same pose as Superman knows that they are taking up their superhero responsibility. Who knows, they might end up saving the day from a little more than a bunch of cats. Number 5 is the side sleeper. Just picture your dog entirely stretched and his legs well extended. I mean, isn't that a beautiful thing? As a matter of fact, this sleeping position doesn't only disclose the dog's mood, but also premises that something might be wrong with it. When your lovable mate curves up and rests on its side, it means that it is calm and has a sense of belonging to its surroundings. In the opinion of a veterinary specialist, dogs prefer lying at the foot of the sofa in a way that shows their relaxation and comforting of the ambient temperature. Besides feeling comfortable, they sleep on the side where they can have a deep sleep with complete rest. Their muscles can be totally at rest and their paws are totally free to twitch or run as they chase sweet dreams through the squirrel forest. But don't miss number 2, it's so cute and wholesome. But we're going to talk about number 4, which is the burrower. Think about your dog curled up into a giant pile of blankets under a mountain of pillows as if he's trying to make a little shelter by himself. In the first place, taking shelter in their burrows helps dogs to regulate their body temperature, being warm and comfy even in the winter. However, it's not about the level of comfort, but it also provides a dog with a feeling of security. When it burrows under blankets, similarly to how we humans like cuddling up with a blanket or pillow to be peaceful and to purge the stress away, dogs burrow to have a protected space where they can chill and ease up their minds. This behavior tends to happen more for dogs who have anxiety or nervousness. Scaring off such stimuli like noise or light by going under blankets is one of the methods that dogs use to help reduce their anxiety. They just create a barrier around themselves so that they can relax both mentally and physically. And number 3 is the cuddler. Now imagine feeling your dog as it leans next to you or another dog, resting its head on the comforting furs. It is enough to warm even the coldest of hearts. But what's the whole point to this cozy gesture of a warm relationship? For instance, the experts say that the cuddler position exhibits intimate relationships, as well as a need to be comfortable. The word snuggle means to get cozy, and this is what your dog does when it chooses to cuddle with you or his dog friend. The behavior is a manifestation of the dog's inner need for comfort and love. When they were young, lying together with their brothers and sisters was their way of keeping each other warm and enjoying the comfort of their siblings. While it might be an unconscious act when they are younger, they become more attached to it and see it as a way of bond to find company with people they care about. They follow you and they enjoy your company, and this is the kind of relationship that no one can split. Now, number 2 is back-to-back. Now, let's go through the special sleeping position of back-to-back, a gesture for closeness and confiding, which manifests the love between you and your small pet. Well, cuddling up in this pose symbolizes the most powerful mark of trust between two companions of the same species. When your dog actively decides to stay closer to you than any other family member by laying their back against yours, they're simply insinuating that they sense that they are the safest and comfortable only when they are close to someone they trust. This is especially relevant in family canine dynamics where dogs might sleep with their owners. It's a form of communication that leads them to show their feelings of being loved, and that's what they need most from people they trust the most. Believe me, when the dog is wriggling against you with their back touching yours, it produces a kind of closeness and interaction that words can't even explain. And at number 1 is head and neck raise. Dogs that sleep with their head and neck raised in their air seem like a posture not typical of a healthy canine, so this posture might raise concerns about health. Yes, the rising of the head and neck could also be a signal of breathing malfunctions. Those dogs which are sleeping in an upright position might be having respiratory issues due to either chronic cardiac disease or respiratory problems. You should probably watch your pet carefully if you see it sleep with its head and neck stretched more often. If your pet experiences any problem with breathing, look for signs that indicate an undefined distress. Even when a dog sleeps with its head raised, it doesn't guarantee the occurrence of any immediate danger, but still, to be safe, try not to risk the health of your loyal companion. In case you see anything alarming or notice the symptoms which cause alarm, contact the veterinarian by phone or visit the clinic for practical help and quick reactions. And if you pay attention to your pet's sleeping habits and see which position your dog finds comfy, you can take better care of them based on their specific needs. Now, we'd like to ask you, how does your dog sleep usually? Be sure to let us know in the comments. And did you know that there are weird behaviors and signs other than sleeping positions that can help you understand your furry friend better? Find out 18 strange dog behaviors and what they really mean.